Hello, assalamu alaikum, jianu, pakhair agale, ni hama, chune shume, washmale, hi, gunzaimis, and highs and hellos to all those beautiful, amazing people who are tuned into PT World right now and are watching World this morning alongside Shazad and Ma. Hello, Ma, how are you? Happy Tuesday.
I'm very good, Shazad. Happy Tuesday to you too. It is a happy Tuesday. I actually woke up really in a good mood after a very long time.
But what does your mood depend on, usually?
How the previous day went, I guess.
How was it? So that means that it went well.
Yeah, it was very relaxed. Although in the middle, I couldn't sleep yesterday because I was being bitten to death by mosquitoes, and
you should be careful about that.
It's terrible. No, but you close the windows, you close the doors, but they still get in somehow.
Yeah, because they're too tiny.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. But ladies and gentlemen, over here today we have a very special show.
Yes, we do.
And since you know, I'm in the competition, I'm in the Rubik competition, and I think I'll probably make Pakistan proud as well. So I'm going to attempt it. So the record is for 6.5 or 6.9 seconds, which I think I can beat, and I'm going to give it a try.
Okay, so we're going.
I'm blindfolded as well.
And we're going to explain to you in a second what we're doing. So
yeah.
let's see how good. Let's see how many you can get.
Okay. All right. Let me do it. Am I somewhere close?
I don't think you are. I think you're making it worse.
Where?
Okay. Okay, let's stop now.
All right,
okay,
sorry.
so
I don't think that I can do it.
He got one row, so that's good. But no, today actually we have got a very special guest in the studio. In 1976, sculptor and professor of architecture Hunor Bozsing came up with the Rubik's Cube. Yeah. It is actually one of the most popular puzzling games in the world. As of a few years ago, it's 350 Rubik's Cubes have been sold. So you know, it's a very popular game. People say it's good for your mind. We're going to find out. But this guest of ours, he is a champion. He's a national champion. He's the Hungarian national champion, 3 times to be precise, and he set 6 national records. His fastest time is 6 seconds and 52 to solve it. He can also do it with one hand. He's absolutely fantastic, and we're going to get a lot of information out of him. What's he doing in Pakistan? What is the aim? And what are the benefits of this?
And he's just 18 years old as well.
Exactly. Wow. So we have been joined by Hunor Bozsing. He is the Rubik Cube, Hungarian Rubik Cube champion.
Hello, how are you?
Thank you very much.
6 national champions. How do you feel about it?
Records. Just 6 national records.
Yes, 6 national records.
Okay, great. How is it?
Well, you know, if you break your first record in the Rubik's Cube, it's very special for you, and you're really happy. But after the 5th, 6th, it becomes like usual. So you don't feel anything special about yourself after a couple of records.
Okay, so that's what you do. So in the second.
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
well, we'll start with the history of it.
Yes, let's start from the beginning. So tell us about the Rubik's Cube.
Okay, so the Rubik's Cube was invented by, as you said, a Hungarian architect, Aneel Rubik. And it was first invented by him to demonstrate third-dimensional movements.
Okay.
So he invented this to teach his students, because he also was a professor at the Hungarian university. And then he realized that if he put colors on the sides, then it would be a great toy.
Okay.
So that's basically the story of the cube, and then he got a trademark on it, and it's sold as a really good toy to build your logical skills and to develop your mind.
Okay, so let's talk about, so that's the background of the Rubik's Cube. Now, let's talk about I think we should talk about what psychological, or what kind of, you know, how does it help you? Because a lot of people say it helps with maths or this or that, but what is it, what do you require to be able to be good at the Rubik's Cube?
I think that it's the most common misbelief that Rubik's Cube has something to do with math. Of course, it has to do with math, but it's not the basic of the cube. So, in order to solve a Rubik's Cube, all you need is to see through these 3-dimensional movements and see how the pieces move on the cube. And
I think we cannot still figure it out as well. Myself, I mean, it's not just a cube.
Well, I didn't realize that it wasn't all to do with maths, and you have to feel it. So we're going to get a demonstration as well. I guess, so tell us more about how to, this logic or, you know, feeling.
How can we do it? Tell us that.
Well, I can demonstrate how to solve a Rubik's Cube just a step-by-step.
Yeah, go ahead, let's do it.
Okay,
let's do it first of all.
Sure. So
we are only sticking to the cube right now, ladies and gentlemen, because all of these other shapes might be a bit difficult for us to understand. So let's just understand.
We're going to try that. We're going to
try.
See.
Go ahead.
I'm going to show you the professional method for solving a Rubik's Cube, because that's what I know best. The first thing you do is you solve a cross like this. Okay. These other pieces, they don't matter now, so I'm gonna just take those out. So you have a cross first, and then this you can figure out by yourself. You don't have to learn anything special in order to do that. Next thing we do is we solve pairs like these.
Okay.
It's one corner piece and one edge piece.
You'll have to show it in the camera as well.
Okay.
Yeah, just like that.
So it's one corner piece, one edge piece put together. And then, for example, in this case, this is white, blue, and orange. So I need to put it to white, blue, and orange. And if I insert it to their places, then I can build these 2x2 blocks very quickly. So if I do that with 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 pairs, I can build the first 2 layers very quickly. Just like that. First 2 layers are done. So
and then I think, Maha, do you want to put yourself to a bit of test as well?
Yes, sure, let's do it. But
did you really understand?
I think so.
All right.
This is just an
very
overall.
basic. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So then, so that's the basic. But how do you figure that out? Because when parents buy this for their children, they don't say, well, this is how you do it.
Of course.
Even the parents do not have any idea how to solve it.
Yeah.
Yes. Until this point, until the first 2 layers, for example, you can figure this out all by yourself. You don't have to learn anything special for it. Right. And of course, if you're a smaller child, when I started solving a cube, I was a child, and I could never get these 2 layers.
Okay.
But what I could get was one side.
Okay.
And if you get one side, that means that you can see through these third-dimensional movements that I mentioned earlier, and that means that you can start developing your mind towards the Rubik's Cube.
So what we're going to do right now is we're going to check whether Ma's actually developed her brain as well.
No.
So you're only supposed to get the cross, okay?
I am trying to, wait.
But you're already trying?
Yeah, okay.
All right, the cross, yes. All right, let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, Ma's actually trying. Whether she can
really
get
difficult.
the cross or not. Not possible so
No,
far.
wait, okay.
All right.
It takes time, Shahzad.
It's all right.
So much pressure.
You've got the challenge.
No, okay.
Come on.
Okay, no, I'm going to just keep trying. Okay. No, I want to talk about. Look, Shahzad, there's so much stress right now.
It's all right.
Okay. Now, no, when you're next to someone who's doing it with one hand, it's like really stressful to try find one.
And we've got so many other championships in between the cubic group, for example, blindfolded, then with one hand, and then people are doing with their feet as well.
Yes.
So what is
Have you
that?
ever tried that as well?
Well, not with feet.
Okay.
But I also have 2 national records in one-handed solving.
Wow.
Okay. Tell us about that.
Okay, one-handed solving, of course, is the same as two-handed solving, except that you have 5 less fingers. So that's the difficulty in it. When you solve a Rubik's Cube and you decide to become a competitor and a speed cuber, you must learn to turn the cube with your fingers. So you can't go to a competition and break world records or any records by turning the cube
like
this.
like how I'm doing it, basically.
So do we have any other exercise to make our fingers faster, move faster?
You can either learn this directly or just turn the cube and then develop this this finger technique. But the main thing is to turn the cube in a way that you hold these center pieces, these ones, with your thumb and middle finger, and the rest you have free. So those can move freely, and with those you just push the sides of the cubes.
That's it.
So that's basically it, and then you can combine these finger movements together to get certain algorithms, certain movements on the cube.
Okay, so when you're doing this, so what are you thinking? Like, how does your brain work when you?
Are you even thinking, or you know it already?
Is this memory?
Of course, I'm thinking. I showed you how to solve the first 2 layers.
Well, you told us, but I mean, I can't still haven't got it.
So that was an overall view of the first 2 layers.
Okay.
And the first 2 layers are completely intuitive.
All right.
So you can do that all by yourself, and that's all logic.
Okay.
And of course these 3D movements. And from that point, the last layer is something that has to do with algorithms, which are these certain movements on the cube. Let me demonstrate.
Okay.
For example, I've got the first 2 layers done now, and what I want to do next is solve the yellow side. In order to do this, I don't have to look at the cube all the time and figure out how to put the colors and how to turn the sides. I just have to take a look at it, and then I can turn away know what to do, and it's done now.
Yeah, it's done.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
So these are called algorithms.
Okay.
These are movements that each speedcuber has to learn.
Okay.
So it's just knowledge from the last layer. The first two layers are thinking and logic. Last layer is knowledge.
Okay, so tell me, how did you get into? You said you found it, and then you, at 11 years old, right?
Yes.
Now, now you've been doing it for 7 years, 7, 8 years.
Yes.
So tell us the journey, and how did you get into the competitions? Tell us about yourself.
And how was it when you actually solved it for the very first time?
Yeah, and we have a video which we will share in a bit.
Okay, so when I was, the whole story is that when I was 4 or 5 years old, we usually went to my grandma's place. And they had an old Rubik's Cube, which I would always scramble for the first time when we arrived there, and then I could solve one side.
Okay.
But that's it. I couldn't do any more, always just one side. And later, years later, I think I was 11 years old, and I was searching for an old toy, something. I don't really remember what I was searching for, but the main thing is that I was very lucky because I couldn't find it.
Okay.
But instead, when I was going through all the boxes, I found an old Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
So I remember that I could do one side earlier, and I decided that time I would do the whole thing. So I grabbed the cube and started turning it, started figuring out these steps by myself, and then started to go on the internet, find these detailed instruction guides on how to solve the Rubik's Cube, which were very hard for me to understand at that time. Yes, at that age. But after 2 months of trying, I managed to do it.
Wow.
And I was very, very, very happy.
So how many hours did you spend when you would practice or look this up in those 2 months? How many hours a day?
Well, basically, I took the cube with me for school, and at home I would do it for hours too. So I think that at least 5 hours of my day was just solving the cube.
Oh wow, okay.
I've
got this much.
That's good.
And he's not even saying that's good.
He just said it was good.
Yeah, that's good. You only need one more piece.
I know, and I can't figure it out, but I will figure it out when we're watching the video. Okay, so now you just spent 5 hours a day. 2 months it took you to solve your first Rubik's Cube. Then what happened?
Well, of course, I was very happy, as I mentioned, and then I decided to further develop this solving skill of mine, to be able to solve a Rubik's Cube every time. Because when I solved it at the first time, I didn't know that it was
How did you do it?
that it was like a skill that I've learned, and then I didn't realize that I could solve the Rubik's Cube anytime from then. So, but later when I solved it a couple of more times, I realized that it was a skill that I learned, and then I went on the internet and saw these videos of crazy guys solving it in like 15, 20 seconds, and 1 year before that, we had the World Championship in Hungary, which of course I didn't attend, but there were lots of videos on YouTube about that competition.
That you could watch.
Yes. So I got very enthusiastic about it. I mean, about competing with the cube. So I decided that my next decision was to become a speedcuber and to be able to solve it as quickly as those guys. So I started going through all the speedcubing guides this time, and then the rest is just history.
And now you've got 6 national records. You've got 3 Hungarian championships under your belt. So now,
what are we doing with our lives?
This show, she's on.
But it's perfectly all right. I think it's about time that we should actually share the video.
Yes, let's share the video.
So that people could actually get a proper idea of what we were talking about over here, and then we'll put him to test with each and every cube. Exactly. Well, not in one cube, but one cube, but I don't know.
Let's see how we can do this. And then we're also going to talk about what is his mission in Pakistan and objectives. So do stay tuned. Let's look at the video.
Very nice. That was one crazy video, 6.94. So he actually wanted to learn And fast cubing, I don't know.
Speed cubing.
Speed cubing, yeah. So he wanted to learn speed cubing, went onto internet, did it himself, and he kept on trying, and he did that. So now I think it's about time that we put you to a bit of test.
Yeah.
Sure.
And we've got a timer over here, so if you can pass that timer to me. Yes.
So we're going to mix them up.
Well, okay. So first of all, I need to know how to basically operate this timer as well. How do we operate it?
You have to push that power button.
Power button?
Yes, and then what you do is put your 2 hands on those 2 pads at the sides of the timer.
Okay.
And then it should show a red light and then a green light.
So I think you're going to do it. And then once you're done, we'll share the timer on the television screens, and everybody's going to get a look of it. Okay. All right, so where are we starting from?
So I'm just mixing this one up.
Let us just shuffle them all up.
Okay.
So that we can put you to test.
So there's one.
All right, I don't know.
Oh my goodness, what is this? Okay, this is, just let's zoom in on this one. Everyone have a look. This is not just your normal 3 by 3, right?
Yes.
This is what?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
8. 8 by 8?
It's 7 by 7.
7 by 7. I can't even count today.
It's all right.
Great.
It's all right.
Really struggling.
All right, yeah. Let's just shuffle them up. Come on, Mahat, do it quickly.
Sorry, there's
we
like
cannot
too
even
many.
shuffle them up properly. All right, but whatever. This is fine. Okay.
Okay.
Moving on.
Okay, so let's do it like that. Okay, so should we start?
Okay.
We need to concentrate as well.
Okay, yeah, well, I want to see it. I want to watch this as well. Okay, guys, I'm struggling.
What is this? I don't know. What is this?
This is fun, guys.
Oh, look at this shape. This was something else earlier, and now it's something else as well. So
there's a lot of. Okay, ready? So let's let's not destroy them because he has to take them around and show people as well.
All right.
So you're here for a few days to promote this stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all right. Saved it.
Sorry.
No problem.
Okay, so let's go.
Okay.
All right, let's start. Something.
Okay, guys. So we've got Hunor, and he's going to be showing us what he can do. So take it away.
Okay. So first, I'm going to solve this classical cube.
Classic cube. Okay.
Or timer.
Yes. Timer is on.
He knows. He's the expert.
All right. Just like that. Super excited.
Well.
Ready?
Not really. Okay.
All right. I think we should have a bit of music in the background as well.
Oh, I've got some really good music.
Really?
No, not that kind.
I think he's almost there. He's got the white side. Ladies and gentlemen, he's done it. How many seconds?
Okay, that wasn't very good. It was 12 seconds.
12 seconds. 12. We did it in 12 seconds.
I've been doing this cross for about 5 minutes and I still can't do it. So 12 seconds is pretty good.
Now,
all right.
Yeah,
okay, so let's do this 7 by 7.
7 by 7. Okay.
Oh, this one actually.
It's done. That was very easy. 7 by 7 takes about 3.5, 4 minutes.
Oh.
But I can do it if you want.
Okay, well, let's do the other one.
Okay.
But I do want to see the 7 by 7. You know what? We'll discuss why you're here after this, and then we'll do the 7 by 7.
Okay, sure.
All right. It's another level. Yes, it is. All right. All right. Wow, it's almost there. I certainly do not know about the algorithms generally, not just about the cube. The clock's ticking.
Fine. I think we would be doing this for years.
Oh, he's almost there. He's got the other side done. Wow.
It was 41 seconds. Exactly.
41 seconds.
Okay, so now I'd like you to show us how you with one hand.
Do it with one
hand. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay, here you go. This is the one I was working on. It took me ages.
Go ahead.
I couldn't even do a cross on this one.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Go. He's got the magical fingers as well.
Wow.
How many seconds were these?
17.
17.
Excellent.
So you're almost, I mean, you can even do it with one hand and with both the hands and then 7 by 7s and I don't know. How
okay, can you pass me that one?
This one?
Okay, yeah. So now, so you are in Pakistan. You just arrived.
Yes.
So tell us, why are you here?
I was invited to Pakistan by the Embassy of Hungary to help organize 2 Rubik's Cube competitions at NAS University and Millennium, Rubik's Millennium School. in order to develop an interest towards the Rubik's Cube here in Pakistan.
Yeah. Okay.
And these two competitions were sponsored by Mole Hungary.
Okay, great.
Nice.
So you have support as well from everyone. That's great.
And then when are these competitions taking place?
They are taking place tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
And after tomorrow.
All right, at NUST and Roots Millennium. I think that's a great initiative by the embassy as well. And then at the same time, I think it is very great to see people like you. I mean, we're having champions on the show as well.
It's wonderful.
So that's wonderful as well. But now...
This is just fun to mix it up, though. I don't know if you'd want to solve it.
Yeah.
How long would this take?
It takes a little bit over a minute. A minute and 20
But that
seconds.
takes 4 minutes.
Yes.
Every time. And
about, yes.
And each of these shapes have got different competitions as well.
Yes, these puzzles on the desk are all official events on a competition. So each and every one of them is used at a competition. But, you know, to make it diverse, we have all these categories. So that's it. We have the 2x2. From the 2x2, we have up until
do that one.
The 7x7, and then
I think we do the 2x2.
And then we have all these special things like this one.
I think I'm going to do it with one hand. I've done it. Yeah.
No, but
I've done it.
But let me mix it up first. But this is like just easy.
Come on.
No. Now let's put you to the test, yeah?
All right. Yeah. Sure. Why not?
Okay. So now you have these triangles. You have these. So what do these represent? I mean, the logic, the algorithms are completely different for these.
Well. Not completely different because every puzzle has to do with three-dimensional movements, of course. But yes, it's got you have to think differently in order to solve those. So if you can, for example, if you can solve this 3x3, you can't really solve this one according to this. But for a very interesting thing is that if you can solve this one, you can almost solve this one.
Oh, great.
So if you are able to solve this one, you're able to solve this one until the last layer.
Yeah, okay. Okay, sorry.
So
I distracted him. Our producer's shouting in our ears.
The 2x2 is quite difficult for me
Told you, it's difficult.
Well,
okay, now,
we've
talked about the history, we've talked about your journey, and it's absolutely fantastic that you're here to promote it. But, like, you know, people in Pakistan, you know, they would want to know what benefits, what are the actual benefits for a child to learn how to do this or to be interested in something, an activity like this?
Yes, obviously.
Of course there are.
Yeah.
When I started, I couldn't see through these pieces and the movements of the pieces as well as I can now. So it definitely means that it helps develop your three-dimensional vision.
Okay.
Right.
On a cube, for example, and if you're able to solve a Rubik's Cube, then you must be really good at these special movements. So you are able to see through these special...
Through these?
Yes, yes.
That's what is technical.
And of course, done.
I give up. No, I don't give up. Can I have that back? I'm going to get this cross.
This one?
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
Okay.
So you see through.
Let me shuffle that.
You see through.
Yeah, then what's on the other side as well?
And of course, you can develop your logical thinking as well. And if you want to do it very fast, you have to lower your reaction time. So it helps with that too.
What do you mean your reaction time? What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know.
But I think it might even help you with anger management because when you cannot
I don't know, it's making me pretty frustrated.
It's a two-sided thing, yes.
Yeah.
Many people get angry
if they
can't get the cube right, but many people get relaxed. For example, I always get relaxed when I just start turning a cube.
Because you know you'll resolve it.
but I'm not even solving it. For example, now I'm just scrambling it, but it helps me calm down.
For me, it's like
sometimes.
Flappy Bird. Have you played Flappy Bird?
No.
Every time you feel like throwing your cell phone away. But since it belongs to you, I cannot do that. It's really
no, I don't really do
Alright, so are you going to get the cross back now?
I'm going to try my best. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I don't think so, Mara. Leave it.
Oh, ye of little faith.
Alright, have it.
I will figure this out if it is the last thing I do today.
You've got one side.
No, I haven't got any side yet. I'm trying to find the cross. You have to start with the cross. Okay, so see, I'm getting agitated. Okay, so now, now going forward, you've set records, you've been national champion. What do you see as going forward now?
Well, my recent goal was because when you solve the Rubik's Cube for the first time, you feel like completing a challenge, and you're very happy, just like I was. But then what happened to me was I started looking for another challenge, which was learning to solve the 3x3 cube in 10 seconds or 15. So the main point is that time became a factor for me. But after that, I had all these different kinds of categories. So after that, I started practicing the 2x2, 4x4, 5x5, and every single category on the table. And then what I did was I specialized in something.
What's that?
One-handed solving. I specialized in one-handed solving, and at a very early age, I managed to break the national record in one-handed. So that gave me a happiness again. That was my second or third goal in Rubik's cubing. But after that, you know, when you're a champion of a category, you want to further develop your skills in the Rubik's Cube. So since we have 15 categories in a competition, you have many things to practice. So my most recent goal was to break the national record for the 5x5 cube.
All right. And what was that?
It was 59 seconds.
And you did it in 59 seconds?
No, it's not mine yet. But I'm planning to break it. At home, I got 57 and 56 seconds. So I'm still practicing every category to keep myself on that certain level, but I'm practicing 5x5 much.
But are you even practicing to do it blindfoldedly or something like that?
I can do it blindfolded as well.
Can you do it?
Yes.
Can we put you to test?
Well, it takes me a lot of time.
It's all right.
You know,
we can still try.
Okay, but guys, I just want to share this.
No, that's not correct.
Almost.
It's done. It's correct.
Where? How? Oh my God, I did it.
So mine actually did it. Mine got the cross.
I got the cross, but no, but there's an extra square there.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay, guys. Yes.
So the next step was to get like 2 and 2, right?
2 and 2. Okay, we'll continue this in a moment.
Right.
It's taking me this long to get the cross. So, okay, so what are we doing now then?
I think we should actually put him to test to do it blindfoldedly. And you've got
no,
the paper.
I want him to do this one, dude.
But it's going to take like 4
minutes.
minutes.
No, but I think we should just try.
Blindfolded will take even more.
Okay.
Okay, so then let's do this.
I guess this is as impressive.
7 by 7 is impressive indeed.
We can do, I mean, even if you solve it while we're talking, but I mean, if you would like to tell me
I can speak in the meanwhile.
Great, go for it.
So you can actually even tell us what you're doing, all right?
And we do have to, we'll do this quickly because we are running out of time.
Okay, I'll start it, and in the meanwhile I'll explain how the cube works. Okay, so first thing that I do on this 7 by 7 cube is, it's actually very funny. I'm going to reduce it to a 3 by 3. So that's what I'll do first, make it a 3 by 3.
That's a good idea too.
I can do that by solving the first solving the centers, so each face of the sides. For example, I just got the white one, just the centers, not the outer pieces. And I solve every center like that. And then what I do is I solve the edges, which are these outer pieces. And if I do those, if I get to that point, then it means that I've got a cube that's completely behaving like a 3 by 3 cube. Okay,
and I want to ask you, the other competitors who take part in these competitions, are you guys all friends, or is there healthy competition, or is it like there's, you know, you don't like each other? What's going on? How do you support each other, share techniques?
Well, we like each other very much. We have, for example, in Hungary, we have like kind of a team, you know. With this team, we go to competitions together, so we travel together. We go to the accommodations together. So we do when we go to competitions, we do everything together. We practice.
Is there a lot of secret keeping as well?
No, not really.
Because you know
it's quite the opposite actually. Because when you're a Rubik's Cube competitor, I mentioned these algorithms earlier. So these are very important things in solving the Rubik's Cube, and we usually share these algorithms with each other pretty often because we know a couple of algorithms, others don't know them. So if they ask us to help them, you know,
you help each other.
We always show them a couple of tricks, so we don't only go to competitions together, and we don't only compete with each other, but we help each other as well all the time.
That's so nice.
That is amazing.
And that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and you can actually put it down as well.
I think he wants to finish it.
Yeah. All right, but I think he's almost there. He's got the 3x3 now.
Yeah, no, not the 3x3, but every center.
Is all the centers are there?
Yes, now I'm doing the edges.
Which you're almost done.
These outer pieces.
Okay. I think we won't have time to finish this because we do have to wrap up now. Are you almost done? You can tell he's an expert in this.
He's just into it.
Almost.
So do you have like certain pressures on your head while you're solving it that I have to do it more quickly and why can't I get it right and stuff like that?
Well, not really. I used to, when I started going to competitions, I used to be very nervous.
Yeah.
But now I just got used to it, and so it's a completely usual thing for me. But in the finals, sometimes still I get nervous.
Okay, are we done?
But I can just like less than a minute left.
Okay, no, but we do have to wrap up. So we do have a second segment, and we actually literally have no time to do that. So I'm sorry, Hunor, we're going to have to stop you.
Sure.
But thank you so much for joining us.
Much.
Best of luck on your thing there. But it's almost done. That's amazing. Yeah. Thank you so much. And I'm going to keep trying. Oh wait, no, I thought I did something else.
Yeah, it's perfectly all right. You actually have to give it back to
Yeah, I know. Let's go for a short break, and when you
things.
come back, we're going to be back very soon. We're going to be talking about something that's very interesting for all the men out there, and also for the wives of these men. So stay tuned.
Some of the world's most fascinating brasswork originates from the city of Peshawar in the province of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Brasswork involves engraving beautiful patterns and shapes using traditional methods known as Naqshi to describe sketching and Khudai, translated means scraping. Swat is renowned for its woven textiles and embroidered products, while weaving is carried
back as antiquity. However, the existing base structure was built during the reign of the Mughal Emperor Akbar between 1556 and 1605 and was regularly upgraded by subsequent Mughal, Sikh and British rulers. It has two gates. One is known as Alamgiri Gate, built by Emperor Aurangzeb, which opens towards Badshah Mosque, and the other older one known as Masjidi. Punjabi language words means of masjid, or Masjidi Gate, which opens towards Masjidi Gate area of Wall City and was built by Emperor Akbar. Currently, Alamgiri Gate is used as a principal entrance, while Masjidi Gate is permanently closed. The fort manifests the rich traditions of Mughal architecture. Some of the famous sites inside the fort include Sheesh Mahal, Alamgiri Gate, Nolakha Pavilion, and Moti Masjid. In 1981, the fort was inscribed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site along with the Shalimar Gardens, Lahore. Architectural wonders of Pakistan.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And for everybody who's tuned in or probably just tuned in, earlier we were in conversation with the Rubik Cube champion.
Yes.
And now we've got somebody very different because of the fact that, for example, if you're solving a Rubik Cube, people like me will probably pull their hair out and then they'll need a transplant.
Exactly.
So that's what we're talking about in this segment. Yeah.
Well, we're talking about male and female pattern baldness, and we have been joined by Dr. Aneel Riaz Batalvi. He is a hair restoration surgeon. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much for joining us. So there's a lot we need to discuss. So let's talk about it. So Shazad, you take it away.
Yeah. So what I wanted to ask was, what is the process, first of all, because half of the time whenever you say that, oh, we need to get a transplant, there are so many myths about it that, oh, probably your hair is not going to come back, or, it's going to be like this, or you're going to feel pain. And a lot of people say a lot of stuff. So let's ask the expert.
The most important thing is that a lot of people are not hair transplant surgeons.
Okay.
A lot of people are not doctors. A lot of people have just myths going around and circulating which needs to be cleared. Okay. The foremost thing is that hair transplant is a surgical procedure. It is a surgery, it's a minor surgery in which we take out your own hair from the back of your head. You cannot give your hair to him, you cannot give your hair to her. It's your own hair that are to be used.
Okay.
So it is a translocation rather than a transplant. The area at the back of your head in this part is an area which is known as the permanent zone. The hair in this area do not fall, as you've seen in people who are completely bald. The hair in this area always stay.
Yeah. So true.
Right? So what we need to do is we take out the hair from this area with the root through surgery, and we transplant them to this area or translocate them to this area, which is more important, as the front look is more important than the back look. As long as we look at anyone, we look at the person from the front. We always do that. We do not care whether he has got any hair at the back or not. Once that you have known the person from the front, then you start looking at him from the back, if possible. So most of the time, you're looking at the person from the front. So this is just a translocation of the hair, live roots from the back of the head, the permanent zone, to the area where they would fall. Now, definitely there are certain myths related to hair transplant. Why do you lose hair? The more important thing, why do you lose hair? A lot of people would say that I moved to this location and I've lost all the hair. Well, okay, that could speed up a little bit of hair fall, but if you have genetically inherited a property or a trait to lose your hair, you will lose your hair. Whether you'll do it quickly, whether you do it slowly, depends upon a lot of things, but then if you have to lose hair, you will lose hair. There is no way to stop it other than medication, and if you have already lost them, surgery is your answer.
Yeah, okay, so that's, this is very important information, so anyone considering it, because I was just going to say, but you mentioned yourself that there is a lot of doctors out there who offer these clinics, and you're like, this is I wouldn't send anyone here to get their hair back.
Right.
Okay, now let's talk about it. So you've talked about if you're going to lose hair, it's going to happen no matter what. But is there a certain age that you have to be in order to have the transplant?
Or does it depend on your donor area as well, whether it's there?
It completely depends upon your donor area. Age is not that much related. If you are completely bald at the age of 19, someone telling you, okay, you should get a little older, live with this baldness, and then get a transplant at the age of 28 or 29, he is not being very true to you.
Okay.
If you're bald, there's no point in going through your life with baldness. The transplant is available if your donor is good enough. Donor area is this area. If your donor area is good enough, if you get the right person who can do it in the right manner, you should get it done.
But there are certain other technologies these days, I don't know, I think FUE and FUT.
As such, it is not a matter of technology, it's the technique that is important. There is no technology in it, it is the surgeon's hand which does everything. FUT is, actually these are misnomers, these are not the right names as far as we, the surgeons, know, these are not the right names. FUT is follicular unit transection, which actually seems like as if you're cutting something off. Yes, you are cutting the skin off, but you're not cutting this hair off, right? So I'm going to take, or we take a piece of skin out of the back of the head surgically. It's a surgery. A lot of people get surgery. You get ear piercing. That was a surgery as well. And a lot of people do a lot of things. So that is surgically removed, and it is surgically closed with stitches. We take that piece of skin out. We separate the follicular units. Okay. Now, hair are never as a single unit in the head. They are always in groups. They are groups from 3 to 5 in a follicular unit. So there are 3 to 4 roots in a bunch that you need to take out. Either you take a whole strip and take those units out from that, or you take them out one by one with a drill machine. There is no laser involved in hair transplant.
Okay.
So
Ever.
you can ever. There has never been ever laser involvement in hair. It was used long time back, and it was discarded then and there.
So then what happens with the area from where you're actually taking the skin out?
Because people also get
then you're
scars.
from there?
Important. That is a very important. Everyone sort of asks me that. Now, if I am going to take a piece of skin out, I cannot leave it open.
Yeah.
This piece is out of your head. This hair part is supposed to be locked with this hair part. So these areas are locked together.
Okay.
So there is no area without hair over there. This is known as FUT, the strip method. That's what the easier name, the better name, I guess. The other method is you take a drill machine and you drill around each hair into the skin. It's a surgical procedure.
Sounds
Go
painful.
to the root. Yes, it is. Every surgery is supposed to be painful if not done by a surgeon.
Okay,
actually,
but
I would say that.
Which process is more successful out of all of
As
these?
far as the success
Which
is
technique?
concerned, it totally depends upon what your donor area is like. There's certain properties of the donor area and your fashion on which you decide which procedure to take care of. For example, in Pakistan, that's where we are. We do not go around with our shaved heads, do we? Other than Hajj or Umrah, we do not shave our heads.
That's such a good
We will
point.
keep these here and we will not shave our heads. That's what we do, right? Okay, now if we were to shave our heads, we won't need a hair transplant, right? Because you have adopted a fashion in which you've just shaved your head. So in Pakistan, we don't do that. So in Pakistan, on the outset, it doesn't matter whether you have a line over here because it is going to be hidden in your hair, right?
And it's going to be there forever.
It is going to be there, but it
on your
doesn't
head.
matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because you've already, you are not going to shave it off. But in UK, in Europe, abroad, wherever, there is a fashion of shaving your head off. Even if you have hair, you will shave it off. Understood? So that is evidently in Pakistan, most of the procedures should be, the better procedure is definitely FUE. But there are certain drawbacks of FUE. You cannot get that many hair out in one go.
Okay, then for example, if we get a hair transplant, are there chances that we might lose our hair again?
The same chances as if there's a person with hair who's completely bald, his hair will stay over here. So these hair will bring their property of staying here permanently to this region as well. So it's the property of the hair from which region it is taken, it is going to stay over there. There are very few chances that transplanted hair are going to fall if taken from the right place. So I'm telling you a lot of things in which right place, right method, right technique is very important. So right person is the most important
Exactly.
thing.
I was just going to say that, these things should be secondary for you because you should be going to a proper expert with the proper, experience and ability to do it.
How to get a proper expert?
So
It is a
tell us.
commercial procedure advertised. As far as in Pakistan is concerned, there is a society now, which is Hair Restoration Society of Pakistan, which ensures that all its members are the right people to get a transplant done from. We ensure that now. They are about a bunch of, only 25 people.
That's it.
Or a little bit more than that, but they're not like hundreds and thousands of them like you see on the billboards everywhere. There are only 25 recognized such people.
And then very quickly, since we are running out of time, how many sittings do you actually require to get like proper
Now again,
dense
that
hair?
is a matter dependent upon your donor. We can take a lot out in one go if your donor is good enough. If your donor is not good, then there will be a lesser number of hair that's going to come out, so lesser cover. That has to be taken care of next time.
And in regards to follicle damage, is there chances of that, or which procedures is less?
There is a very good chance that you may destroy your complete donor going to the wrong people. So that is why we have gathered those 25 people.
And that is why we've got you on the show as well. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you very much for
apologize for the short time, but we've learned a lot. I've learned a lot today.
And I think, ladies and gentlemen, you literally need to be a bit careful about all of those billboards all over the city saying, oh, this technology and your technology. Just check whether they are hair transplant surgeons or not.
And just like Dr. Aneel has said, that there are only about, 24 or just over 24 actual qualified people out there to do that.
25 to be precise.
Yeah, so let's do log on to our Facebook fan page.
Which is with the name of World This Morning.
Twitter.
World This Morning without a G.
Daily Motion.
World This Morning once again.
YouTube.
World This Morning.
Repeat.
5 past midnight, 1, 2, 3.
Good morning.
Bye.